Stephen Curry is the greatest of all time, and a lot of you may be wondering why we're making such a bold claim. Over the years, he has transformed not just the Golden State Warriors, but the entire NBA with his shooting, ball handling wizardry, and incredible magnetism. Even late in his career, he's dominating in his own way while putting up great numbers and still leading the Warriors in a good position to compete. But that's not the reason why he's the GOAT. We have to go back to the start to see why he's one of the greatest of all time. When Curry entered the league in 2009, he wasn't seen as a game changer. He was undersized, coming off ankle injuries, and didn't fit the mold of a dominant NBA superstar. This was a different case from the true GOAT contenders like Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Wilt Chamberlain, and LeBron James. Everyone knew they had the potential to be some of the greatest players ever. Curry, however, was just an unassuming guard entering the league with a unique shooting touch that was more of a novelty in the eyes of a lot of analysts. The Warriors, the team that took a chance on him, were a struggling franchise. They hadn't seen consistent playoff success in decades and were far from being championship contenders.
And it's a three-point game.
In fact, the Warriors were worth only $300 million at the time, a figure that placed them somewhere in the middle of the pack in terms of team value, despite playing for a fairly affluent Bay Area fan base. But Curry didn't just join the Warriors. Instead, he became their identity. From the moment he started lighting up defenses with his ridiculous shooting range, it was clear that Curry was special. He wasn't just a great shooter, but was the greatest shooter anyone had ever seen. His ability to make shots from anywhere on the court, often with defenders draped all over him, changed the way basketball was played. Three-pointers went from being a situational weapon to the foundation of modern basketball, and Curry was the architect. By 2015, Curry and the Warriors had turned the NBA upside down. That year, the team won its first championship in 40 years. Curry, the MVP of the league, wasn't just leading his team to victory, he was changing how teams played the game. The Warriors' style, built around speed, ball movement, and three-point shooting, wasn't just effective, but was fun. Fans loved watching Curry pull up from 30 feet, hit impossible shots, and celebrate with his signature shimmy. Basketball had never been this exciting, and Curry was at the center of it all. The Warriors weren't just winning games, but were building a dynasty. From 2015 to 2019, the team won 3 championships and made 5 straight finals appearances. Curry was the constant throughout that run. Yes, the team had added Kevin Durant for a portion of it, but it was still Curry's team.
Looney has come on for Durant. Here's Curry for 3. Yes!
He was the one who made the offense go. His ability to stretch the floor with his shooting opened up opportunities for everyone else. Defenses didn't just have to guard Curry when he had the ball. Instead, they had to account for him as soon as he crossed half court because of how dangerous he is. It doesn't stop even after he gives the ball up. He moves so well without the ball and is always in constant motion. That means defenses always have to have eyes on him at all times, or else he would find an open spot and kill teams with his shooting. Curry's impact wasn't limited to the court. Off the court, he was turning the Warriors into one of the most valuable sports franchises in the world. When Curry joined the team in 2009, the Warriors were worth $300 million. By 2019, their value had ballooned to $3.5 billion. Today, the Warriors are worth over $8 billion, making them the most valuable franchise in the NBA. A huge part of that growth can be attributed to Curry. His popularity made the Warriors must-see TV. Sponsors wanted to associate with him, fans wanted to buy his jersey, and arenas were packed whenever the Warriors came to town. Curry's influence goes beyond numbers. He's one of the most reliable superstars the NBA has ever seen. While players like Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and Kobe Bryant were larger-than-life figures, Curry feels like someone you could know. He's not a physical marvel standing 6'9" with a chiseled frame. He's 6'2" with a slight build and a humble demeanor. Kids look at Curry and think, if he can do it, so can I. That relatability has inspired an entire generation of young players to focus on skill, hard work, and precision. Even when the Warriors faced setbacks, Curry's greatness shone through. After injuries derailed their 2019-20 season, the Warriors missed the playoffs for 2 straight years. Some wondered if their dynasty was over. But Curry wasn't done. He came back stronger, leading the league in scoring in 2021 and breaking the all-time record for career three-pointers that same year. His pursuit of that record turned every Warriors game into a spectacle. Fans across the league filled arenas hoping to witness history. In 2022, Curry and the Warriors proved the doubters wrong. The team returned to the finals where they faced the Boston Celtics. Curry was at his best, putting on a masterclass in shooting, playmaking, and leadership.
6 assists for Green. Curry along 3. That's good! Steph Curry from way downtown.
He won his first Finals MVP award, silencing any critics who had questioned his ability to perform on the biggest stage. That championship, the fourth of Curry's career, cemented his legacy as one of the greatest players of all time. But even as he no longer has anything to prove, he still finds ways to compete at the highest levels and put on dazzling displays of shooting, scoring, and clutch shot-making late in his 30s. We saw that on full display on the grandest stage of international basketball when he torched Serbia in the semifinals of the Olympics before hitting 4 straight clutch three-pointers against France to secure the gold medal. No one in the world had ever seen what Curry did at the Olympic level, and his star shined the brightest even when compared to the likes of LeBron James and Kevin Durant. That's serious GOAT material right there. Even at 37 during the 2024-25 season, he was leading the Warriors to a good record. This team doesn't even resemble the one that won the 2022 title because Klay Thompson and Jordan Poole are no longer around. It's just Curry, Draymond Green, and new acquisition Jimmy Butler leading a bunch of scrappy role players. And these guys are playing fairly well and contributing to a surprisingly good team because they have the ultimate role model on the roster. If you watch the way the Warriors play, it's not about Curry, even though he naturally gets more shot attempts than his teammates. They're different from a team constructed around LeBron. If you look at the Lakers, the ball is almost always in James's hands because he's the uncontested alpha and omega of all the teams he's ever played for. Curry, meanwhile, isn't the system of his team, but is the vital cog of any offensive system he plays for because no one wants to leave him open on the three-point line.
Back, takes it in, Walker slaps it away with plenty of time to work, and Curry will fire nonetheless.
That's why role players have been thriving in the Warriors system. The ball doesn't stick in his hands, and if it does, he attracts multiple defenders, allowing role players to find open spots. And once he gives the ball up, his constant movement keeps defenses on edge, opening up opportunities for other players to step up. But what sets Curry apart from other all-time greats is the way he changed the game. Players like Jordan and LeBron were dominant forces, but they didn't fundamentally alter how basketball is played. Curry did. Before him, teams focused on getting shots close to the basket or from mid-range. After Curry, three-pointers became the most valuable shot in basketball. Teams began building their rosters to maximize spacing and shooting, following the blueprint Curry had laid out. Curry's influence isn't limited to the NBA. His style of play has inspired players all over the world. From playgrounds to professional leagues, everyone wants to play like Curry. You see it when kids shoot from 30 feet and shout, "Curry!" You see it in the rise of international stars who grew up idolizing him. LeBron's accomplishments are far better, but he doesn't have that kind of an effect on the game. On the other hand, Curry's impact on the global game is immeasurable. Even now, as he's deeper into his 30s, Curry shows no signs of slowing down. He continues to play at an elite level, putting up MVP-caliber numbers and leading the Warriors to deep playoff runs. His shooting remains as deadly as ever, and his leadership has only grown. Younger players entering the league often name Curry as their inspiration, a testament to the lasting impact he's had on the game. You could probably claim that as long as he keeps his conditioning at the top level, he's always going to be a threat in the NBA, even when he's already over 40 a few seasons from now. This is what makes him different. Players his age aren't even supposed to be playing at his level. With all due respect to LeBron and KD, they are more athletically and physically gifted. So, even if they're already old in basketball age, they can still dominate the game using their skills and physical tools. On the other hand, you don't see 37-year-old 6'2" players with injury histories and a ton of mileage on their legs still proving they're at the top of the point guard crop in the league. Only Curry has done that. Then there's the fact that the Warriors' success as a franchise is directly tied to Curry's greatness. Their move to the Chase Center in San Francisco was a game changer. The arena, a $1.4 billion state-of-the-art facility, helped the Warriors tap into a wealthier market and generate unprecedented revenue. But none of it would have been possible without Curry. Sponsors, fans, and investors flocked to the Warriors because of him. His presence turned the team into a global brand. By 2024, the Warriors had become the second most valuable sports franchise in the world, trailing only the Dallas Cowboys. Their meteoric rise in value is unprecedented, and it all comes back to Curry. Since he joined the team, the Warriors' value has increased over 24-fold. That kind of growth is unheard of in professional sports and underscores just how much Curry means to the organization and to the game as the unquestioned GOAT.